You can do all the meditation you want and not get any result unless you focus a little bit on the one who's doing the Kumne. So you can have wonderful instructions, and they may actually mesmerize you a little bit and say, oh, it feels good, I'm meditating. But that's not really what the meditation is about. It's true that these 5 minutes that we have, they are basically a moment to stop doing. You stop, you take 5 minutes out from your schedule, and you stop not doing anything. That's already a big help. But meditation is more than stop doing and like spend 5 minutes following instructions. So yes, you need to have 5 minutes to stop doing. You need to have good instructions. And then third, the one who's doing the meditation is actually the one we're working on. The one who's doing the meditation, if that one could be a little softer, a little gentler. If you're very rigid or tough, or you're very slow and boringly doing these exercises, then the results will be the same. So the one who's doing the meditation is really important to work with. Theoretically, what helps is to be interested and to learn to sustain your interest. To do self-counseling in the sense of encourage yourself, inspire yourself. But once you sit, the one who's doing the meditation, that's kind of the you, who you want to relax, who you want to open up, who you want to refine, who you want to do all these practices for. So the one who's doing the meditation is not going to stay the same. It's going to be a more relaxed, a more open, a more insightful, later on a more energetic, more wise person. So the one who's doing the meditation, see if you can be kind. Be kind. Do your meditation in a kind fashion. So that the one who's doing the meditation is a kind one, a gentle one, not a judgmental one. And if there are thoughts, and if you're lost in thoughts, 5 minutes, say, I'm aware, I really was lost for 5 minutes. I would really like to learn how to not get lost. So don't say, I'm failing, it's not working, I can't do this. Don't go that direction. Go in the direction that you want to learn and that you think it's possible. Wanting to learn and being convinced that it is possible, that will do the trick. And in this lesson, we're focusing on the head center. You might say that's the location of the doer, but that's not quite correct. But our thoughts are really kind of monitoring everything. And that's the one we're working on in this level. This lesson works on the head center. So let's start 5-minute meditations. First, connect to the ground where you are. You can do that quicker and quicker. Don't spend 5 minutes doing that. Secondly, be still. Not only sit still, but feel the stillness of the physical posture. Then the breath finds its rhythm. It begins to relax. Doesn't matter if it's short or choppy. Connected to the earth. Feel the stillness of the body. The breath finding its rhythm. And now comes the 5-minute practice. Focus on the center of the head. And that goes as follows. Imagine that you might have a third eye. I'll say this differently. In the area that some people think you might have a third eye, in between the eyebrows here, go in here. Go a little bit into the center of the head. So from the ears, you draw a line like this. And here, you go in, and where this line above the ears and this meet, imagine that there's a stable point there. A little white light. Maybe the size of a pea, about this size. And it might help to imagine that you breathe into this area, like you breathe into it. You breathe into it. In the beginning, that white light or that pea-sized little, tiny little white ball is jumping. And when you think, it's gone. So gently establish it like you're juggling a little bit. And then you keep it stable. And then it's there. And then you imagine that the breath touches that area. So the in-breath goes to the center of the head, a stable point. Later on we can discuss that this is connected to the pineal gland. And we may awaken that by focusing on the central point. So focus on the center of the head. You go in where the third eye might be, to about halfway, and then you imagine that every in-breath touches that area, brings it to life. Be determined. You may have to squeeze your attention a little bit. Don't get lost in thought. Even while you hear these words, you can stay focused there. This directly penetrates your thoughts. The center of the thoughts become light. Stabilize. Some people might get a little burning sensation. That's probably because that area is opening. Oh, this is such an important practice to do. Do it lightly, but with discipline. Don't let this white light extinguish or vanish. This will improve your seeing and your intuition. And when you end, always make contact with your hands. You bring your experience into the body and you contact the hand. 3 times a day, center of the head. Can you do it?